I will speak my Bini language. You interpret it for them. It's allowed. Then people will go home and think. But when he goes there, even speaking this in London, the Englishman will be laughing at him. If he goes to Cambridge and be talking all these things, they will just be laughing at him. Tomorrow they won't invite him again. So enough said on all those things, because these are the type of politician that has been holding us hostage for a long time. But thank God that P2B is now the new kid on the block, and then he's going to deliver. I think I will devote the next few minutes talking about P2B. For those that may not be aware, these are the schools that P2B attended. First of all, he started as a philosopher from the Great University of Nigeria and so I read philosophy. Those that know philosophy means, I think, is the love of knowledge, or the science that deals with everything of the mind. You have to make you to be analytical. Great thinkers of the world, Aristotle, Plato, Archimedes, all of them, they all go through philosophy. Then when you talk about Immanuel Kant, why I'm not the one who wrote the best book I've ever read, Why I'm Not a Christian, though I do not agree with him, it's called Bertrand Russell. They all philosophers, Francis Bacon. So these are the line people that whose works P2B must have read as a philosopher. Then from there, he now left for Lagos Business School, where he did a chief executive program. So in that case, because he's now a businessman, he's talking of management. He then went to Harvard University in Boston, Massachusetts. He read mid to mid marketing. So when you talk of business, he's there. He also read Changing the Game, negotiation and competitive decision making. So in other words, negotiation, that's why when P2B was governor of Anambra State, you can't beat him. Whatever he wants to do, he has to sit down and then look at it very well. If you bring a budget of, like in Anambra State, when they wanted to use either 380 something million naira to repair burned down government house, P2B was able to sit down, then scale everything down, used less, I think 89 million to do the whole thing. The same thing to Governor's Lodge. He brought it down. So probably the changing the game, negotiation and competitive decision making, this is a type of brain he developed. So imagine if he uses it to visit our and the Muribond Lagos port, and then open up Warri port, the Avon seaport, and then Port Harcourt seaport, then Onisha dredge it, and then business is going. So when you see P2B coming in, he knows he's coming prepared. From Harvard, he left for London School of Economics. There he studied the financial management and business policy. So how can you, with somebody with this type of knowledge from the Great London School of Economics, where you have the likes of Harold Lasky in those days preaching economic theory. This is what P2B went through. So when he's speaking, talking about finance, don't doubt him. He has done it theory and he's going to practice. He did it practically in Anambra State. That's why he was able to save money, even without borrowing a kobo. He did everything. Rather, he saved money instead of borrowing. He even saved, paying pension more than 36 billion, cleared it. Then he went to Columbia Business School in New York. There he studied marketing management. When he tells you that I'm a trader, I bring in goods, I manage, I market, I know what to tell my customers and how to sell it. It's something like what he learned from Columbia University in the city of New York, marketing management. There he left again for Institute for Management Development in Switzerland. He did senior executive program. Remember, P2B was the chairman of what is it called? Access Bank, and then what other bank again? Two banks at a time. I think a Fidelity Bank. So when you did with your knowledge of senior executive program, you can imagine how he's going to deploy it in the bank. Still at the Institute for Management Development Switzerland, he also did what they call breakthrough program for chief executive officers. In other words, if as a chief executive CEO, a breakthrough program enables you to think outside the box and then to say, look, how do I reposition the organization that I'm leading? So like that's why Fidelity Bank is still well grounded today. Access Bank, the same thing. Access has to even swallow rather than being swallowed by another bank. Access has to even take over Diamond Bank to be able to grow bigger. Then from there, he went to Kellogg Graduate School of Management at Northwestern University, Evansville, in the state of Illinois, USA. There he did advanced management program, still on management and advanced executive program, still on being a chief executive of his own business, his private business, and then everything. Remember, he was a sometime chairman of, is that chairman or chief executive officer of the Stock Exchange, Securities and Exchange Commission. So knowledge like this is what is propelling him, and this is what is bringing into government. So Peter Obi is not coming as a politician because though he is, because hasn't been a governor, he's going to look Nigeria as a business in which going to Benue State or Niger State or all this Taraba to go and tell them to cultivate, he'll be looking at how to market their product. Remember, he said Warri Port will be for export. He said Warri, so that will be a business axis. Then Port Harcourt, the same thing, very deep sea port. One seaport in Port Harcourt, and Ebon deep sea port, Onisha, the same thing. So this is what he's looking at. So with your knowledge like at Kellogg again, he did Global Advanced Management Program. So these are the issues. These are why P2B is going to be a blessing by the time he gets in. He's going to look at Nigeria as one massive business empire that we make profit. And for you to make profit, you want to open up business for everybody. So many people might not even be interested in going to look for government work again. By the time Warri Corridor is opened, people will be telling you, but I want to start a small business. There are a lot of things to do. We want to be exporting this because P2B will help and say, look, so country are looking for our cotton, so country are looking for our, what is it called, one type of farm produce from the middle belt. So we now want middlemen that can help us move it down to Warri. People can start business anyhow. So he's going to remember as an Igbo man, let me say this. He has seen a business opportunity and is telling Nigeria to follow him. So this issue of unemployment and poverty will be a thing of the past. He will reduce it drastically because he knows what to do. He's not going there to be awarding contract. Rather, he'll be looking at gain. How can I make gain from seaport in Lagos? How can I make gain from airport? Maybe put a airstrip in Warri. How can I make gain from what is the purpose of Murtala Mohammed? Aminu Kano Airport in Kano. There's nothing doing. He would like to energize it. Then from there, he went to Oxford University, Said Business School. He did advanced management and leadership program. This is where now you now have to steal him that he said, when he said, I'm in charge, I'm a leader. There are a lot of things I can't read it out. In terms of what you learn from the course. He ended up at Cambridge University, George Business School, still doing advanced leadership program. So the guy is grounded. That's why when he's talking, you don't query him. He knows what to do. By the time he puts all this knowledge, looking at Nigeria as a bigger football field, a bigger pitch to play. Imagine you playing one type of Nigerian league. All of a sudden, they unleash you at a new camp in Barcelona, the biggest football pitch in the world. So you go there, you show your talent. The world will even will look at you. So that is why P2B's coming is a blessing. It's an opportunity Nigerians should not miss. In fact, I'm not even every we've all and what I've just read here, most of people must have read it. So a man with this type of knowledge in management, in finance, in marketing, in leadership, what else do you want? What else? He can never fail. P2B can't fail Nigeria because he's well equipped. And again, he's not selfish. He's not doing this because he wants to own a house in Dubai. Own there. No, he's not interested. All he's interested is how can how can he stop borrowing? Nobody will borrow. And he wants to make sure that when you finish from university, there is something for you to do. You don't need to go abroad. So all this idea of people running abroad through the desert, everything will be a thing of the past because he knows what to do. He knows where the money is. Again, they don't call him stingy man for nothing because he's allergic to money being wasted. He will tell you, look, the people of Plateau, this is what you need to do so that we can be getting something there and be bringing that. So and be taking it outside. You'll be making your own dollar. You don't need to wait for oil from Ogoniland or oil from Delta, Europe area in Delta State until they drill you sell. So that is why the man is hungry. He's in a hurry to help Nigeria before God calls him home. Hopefully, he will have his 8 years on the trot. By that time, Nigeria will be talking about a different thing entirely. We will never miss this opportunity, and I pray every day because I've never seen a man that is well grounded like him. Above all, he's very humane. Imagine him spending Christmas in the refugee camp. Imagine him when he went to, he saw it, he said it in Bracket family. He went to Cuba, Haiti. A policeman saw him. They say, "You look like somebody." He said, "Yes, it's me." The man shouted. He said, "I have to come here and then help out." So if he'd been doing it, even when some of us did not know, not to talk of now, the flooding showed people what he could do. He visited them, spent Christmas with the low of the low. So what else do you need in this man than, by the grace of God, let the hand of the clock, they say nobody can stay the clock, but I want the hand of the clock to be as fast as possible so that the suffering Nigerians are going through, we first of all be ebbing away. A new wave of hope will be restored. By the time we're approaching May, people will be saying, "Thank God, P2B is on the throne," and then things will change. Let me yield here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. CM. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, meanwhile, before we move on, there's APC man was on live, just like the way we are live now, but on Instagram. And somebody joined them on live. Before I move on to the next person, somebody joined them on live, to disrupt what they were doing. Let's watch this. Let me see if you guys can relate.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
He tried to insult him with Yoruba because the guy was so disappointed. He was so angry. But at the end of the day, he ended up laughing as well because he could not believe his eyes. Let's watch it again.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
At least the guy laughed. He laughed his own principal as well. Now obedient, now he go bully this. So I thought I should bring that in. Wow. Okay.
No, Nigeria, do you know what it's replicating? Yeah. It's what this jingle bell from the APC just told you on the first video he had on Arise. How the Obiism is not kind of something that you cannot remove in the system. They are already coming. They will come.
And they said the guy was actually talking about Tinubu. He was on Instagram live promoting his principal, and somebody came in obedient man.
he said he was from Bala Blue. So where are you from? This is where I'm from.
I watch him again once. I never could have loved this.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Even the obedience, the last from office.
Even the moderator, the guy where they promote your principal Tinubu, you don't feel hide them. They begin to laugh.
Everybody,
the lady said, they laugh too.
Even the lady, they laugh now.
The guy
Spice and Word. Info say town hall. Bala Blue, Bala, Agbado.
Do you know what shocks them? Let me just surprise you guys. Do you know what shocked them? I'm going to give you guys how the whole thing came. Yeah. When this OB started, the movement started, even while we were here, it caught us unaware. We were struggling to figure out who this guy is. We went on a research to get him. Governor Baseki came out and said, when they shout, they will, when it is getting towards the election, all of them will quench. Where are they still going? They are getting higher and higher every day. They said they will run out of strength. Some of them will forget their PVC. Some of them will be playing football. Do you still remember all these, languages? But today, that is why this guy, you see what you are seeing now. That is why I say I take you back to what he said before now. He's telling you that this obesism is like they are cattle. You cannot remove them. They are going to sting you everywhere. Now,
let's move on. Because the next person now that I need to call is Nolly 77. But Nolly 77, let me welcome you to the stage with this again. No verse.
Good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Gbalagba. Ewa good afternoon from here.
Afternoon.
Yeah, where are you calling from?
In a town hall of Bala Blue. Blue.
Elagbalagba. Ewa Gbalagba.
Okay.
Ewa
Okay, Nolly 77, I beg, talk to us.
I don't know what you know well. Anyway, thank you so much for that your analysis. I really enjoyed it, and at least it shows us who we are following. We're not just following somebody who is promising us corn, agbado, cassava, beans, or anything. We're just following somebody who his head is correct. And about this Edo guy, this man that was just speaking that jargon. He speak that
His
English.
name is called Patrick Obahiagbon.
That Patrick. The man should be ashamed of himself, because I think he was one term House of Rep member.
you are very correct. We know Ghana must go.
Exactly, he was one term. Why didn't he win the second term? Because you are representing people who cannot even understand what you are saying. How can you just come anytime this man comes to national television? He will just be saying something without minding that he's speaking to Nigerians. Without minding that he's speaking to Nigerians. You know, many a times I really don't understand all these our politicians, because the other one, and another thing I just want to say is that I don't know how they put so much emphasis on the North. Every time the North vote, But when it comes to every other thing in Nigeria, there's nothing to talk about North. The only thing they talk about them is their vote. They vote in it, and it makes people, so even some of us, makes us to believe that if somebody is not a northerner, then they can't get anything from the North. You know, they say not have block vote. Kano is this. Then I used to ask myself, is Kano not one state in Nigeria? If that is only 25% is required in 24, okay, if we don't get 24% in Kano, at least in Nasarawa, 25% in Kano, we get in Nasarawa, we get in Bauchi, we get in Taraba, then what is it? So I don't really understand that emphasis they're putting so much on the northern vote that makes them think that we're not going anywhere. So I really appreciate you actually, because it's only in this particular place. Every time we are here, even when we are not logging onto the system, but we are listening. And anytime I listen, I keep on, because I go to many other platforms, but this is only the place that everybody, when people are speaking, then you understand what they're saying. Other places, when somebody wants to analyze something, it will start from market, he will enter motor park. From motor park, you come out. But by the time the person finishes, you ask yourself, what did you learn from what the person said? Even I have called one station one time. I asked them, "What are you doing? If you know that you can't do this, that, why can't you just quit it? They just stop it. Then you people coming here making mess of yourself." So I really thank you a lot, and I believe that after this will be election, we will all still be here. We will all still be just like as family as we are. Those people who will run, we know who they are already. But for we are here.
God bless
We're
you, sir.
going nowhere. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Son of God, please talk to us.
Hello, yes, Mr. Naja Watch. Thank you very much for another opportunity to speak. Yeah. There's not, I really don't want to comment on that clown, that man that was talking to rubbish. As far as I'm concerned, all these people are just there to make that comic relief. They're not saying anything too important. So all those things he's speaking, I didn't even bother to listen to him because all these things does not make any sense. These politicians that we have in Nigeria today, a lot of them don't. They're not. They just change. They change like the weather. You know the way the British weather is. You know how we have the kind of British weather. You know how it changes. That is how the politicians in Nigeria see all this funny kind of them. You will not believe that that less than 2 years ago, the thing he was saying, the horrible things he was saying about. But now look at him. If you see Dino Milai, it's the same thing. They go to one party, they abuse the other party, abuse the other party, abuse the other party. Before you know it, they go back to the other party. So the long and short of it is that this election, these people that call them PDAPC, they're both the same. The election is between PDAPC and Labour Party because if PDP wins, APC has won because all of them will move into PDP. If APC wins, the PDP has won because all the PDP people will move into APC. So those two parties are the same. They're just the same party. Just that that's just the way it is in Nigeria, and it's unfortunate. I've just been using my time to enjoy all the videos from the because I've not even watched the videos from on the Chag rally, and I've been enjoying it and just laughing to myself. Yeah, the long and short of it is that the way things are going now, it's very, very clear where this election is going. You know, it's very clear to everybody. All these things that these people are doing, that they're living in denial now. It's I've been visiting a lot of Twitter spaces because the way Twitter spaces are, they even run 24 hours. So if you want to listen to political discussions, you can put it on and sleep and be listening to. So I listen to a lot of these APC and PD people. They're on different forums. And when you listen to them, you see that many of them are empty. They don't really have anything. Or they keep saying that he cannot win. But if you ask them why he cannot win, they cannot tell you why. They just because he's not going to win. You know, they're just talking a lot of rubbish. These people know where the thing is going, and they're really, really scared. But all they have left to do is to try to discourage people by telling them that Obi cannot win. But what is happening on the streets is organic movement. It's not like them that are sharing things. I saw one video on your WhatsApp group where they were sharing APC were sharing hampers. We like all the hampers package. They give them package. They give them oil. They give them gari. They give them rice. You know, that is their package for 4 years. They bring that back. They give everybody. After that, you vote for them, and then 4 years later, they're not. But people are getting wiser now. People are getting wiser. The news is getting out there.
My brother, are you serious about that? Are you serious? Are you serious? That you just said something like they were giving them macaroni or Indomie. Are you serious?
It's on Naija Watch WhatsApp group. Go and see it there. It's small bag. They give us small pepper. They give us small oil. They give us everything small bag. Everything they package it in one bag, and APC are distributing it. They collect their APV, like they say. They collect their APV and they write the number, and then they give them a package. Is there okay? That's it. He's showing you the video now. So this is what they're doing. This is how they're buying. Every 4 years, they give them this thing, then they disappear. But the man, when they ask the man, are you going to vote for APC? The man said no. The man said he's not going to vote for APC. So people are getting wiser. People are realizing that, you know, what the thing about this election, if you look at this election, the only place that vote will not be divided by many people is the Southeast. Nobody's coming to share the Southeast with Obi. The South is almost nobody's coming to share. If you go to the Northwest, they are sharing the vote. If you go to the Northeast, they are sharing the vote. The only place that you are getting block vote in this election is where P2B is controlling. And that is their...
My brother, look at that video. If they even put Bobo Lishe soup, hey God.
There's nothing inside. So The only thing that are not sharing it, the only place that are not sharing this election, if you think about it, the southeast, the south, which is almost for Peter Obi, and the north central, those areas, Obi is getting block vote. He's not sharing with anyone. South, northwest will be shared, northeast will be shared. So that is, and these people know. That is why this man is going to pay someone like Simon Ekpa to be causing problem. This is what they are doing. They are reduced to be doing those horrible things that they are doing, paying people to foment trouble and all that, because they know that the place that Obi has, he has it almost 80%. So this is the problem they have, and that is why they know. That's why I keep saying the election is looking like Obi is going to get majority of the
My
vote.
brother, they put two Indomie. My brother, they put two Indomie. Is that why they're calling us Indomie generation? They put two Indomie. Hey.
Well, anyway, so that is the situation of thing about this election. It's looking one way. So I'm looking at APC and the PD APC. They continue to do what they're doing, but it's going one direction. I only pray people should continue to work, because the last thing we need at this point, people to start thinking that the election is won, because these people, they're also devising. Yesterday I was surprised they're talking about they want to postpone election, even though that they're denying it now. I don't think they are going to do that. But the way the election is going, I don't think it's one-way traffic now, or just to get the spread now. That's what Obi needs to work. But everywhere he goes, you can see the organic. But if you go on Twitter now, everywhere is silent. The past 2 days, it's been shut down. Delta State shut down. Anambra State shut down. Nobody's talking. They don't have anything to say. They've all gone to hide. They've hidden again. So this is they know what is going on. It's just going to get. I really hope that the momentum continues as you approach the election. But I just pray that the spread is all the only thing I'm thinking about next. For winning it, I think it's going to get majority of votes. I think it's almost clear. It's just the spread now. To get in the spread, that's what he needs to work on. Thank you very much. I'll stop for now.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir. Yes, I thought I should bring that video in as long as you reference to it. Thank you. Okay. Let us move on now to the next person, Mr. Collins. Mr. Collins, please talk to us.
Yeah, thank you for having me back. Like the last speaker said, Obi is only contesting with 3 people in this election. PDP and APC is in one box. Then an NPP and the rest of 16 or 15 parties are in one box, and Peter Obi. So APC and PDP are the same people. Like you said here, my brother, we are not giving up, because remember when this struggle started, they said it's going to last 1 week, 2 months, 3 months, and Nigerians are still going. So are you telling me we have only 1 month to go? Are we going to give up? We couldn't give up 6 months ago, 5 months ago. So we are not giving up, because it's 1 month now. So, and if you see this last 1 month now, you see how Nigerians are stepping up their games. Obedient movement are stepping up their games in everywhere. They are stepping, even people are collecting their PVC in normal as they are collecting it by force, as in, to show you how ready they are. So we are not giving up. So nobody should have doubt about maybe hoping that we should give up. No, the energy is there, and Nigerians are providing the energy. As in, when I mean the energy, Nigerians are providing the energy. So what is happening, because the hunger in Nigeria, the insecurity in Nigeria, the economy in Nigeria, you don't need anybody to tell you to sit up in your home. You don't need anybody to tell you to come out, because you have a reason to come out. Everybody have one reason or the other to come out. In this administration, if Buhari administration not paying you for insecurity, he paying you for economy. If he not paying you for economy, there is a way that this administration affects you. So that way that administration affects you, you have to use it as your bullet. That is your war. You will use it and go for war. So every Nigerian, this election is war. It's not a normal election, it's war. And the APC and PDP knows it. It's a war. So when you look at all these things that happen in Nigeria, that shows you how ready Nigerians are. So because we can't continue folding our hands and allow all these people to take us for granted, we have to show them, so that they will know that you can't take Nigerian citizens for granted anymore, because we've been giving you our vote for free. Because we keep giving you vote, you think that you can come back and promise me you give me education, you give me light, you give me school. That is the same promise you promised 4 years ago. That is the same promise you promised 8 years ago. That is the same promise you promised 12 years ago. That is the same promise you promised. You keep bringing all those promises. Do you think we are small people? Do you think that we don't have brain? And this, thank God for social media, thank God for technology, because now Nigerians can access their news. Somebody don't need to listen to news. You don't need to go to NTA to listen to your news. You can stay in your house. You can even stay in your kitchen, in your bathroom. You can even sometimes when I'm going to bath, that is where I enjoy my video. I can listen to any news I want to listen. So people, there is so many ways to get your information. That is thanks to the technology and social media. So Nigerians are getting their information in so many ways, and that is why you see this. I said before the first time I said that the best thing that people will be have gained in this election is that social media, because once you have social media in your bag, you have the biggest ammunition anybody can ask for. So, and that is what people will have. When it started, they said there are 4 people tweeting at home, but today, are we 4 people again? We are millions. This election, we already won election maybe with 11 million people. But this time around, P2B will win election with as in 50 million. They will see that Nigerians are voting. Those people you see, they say, like if you come from the East before, people don't used to come out to vote election because they haven't seen any reason. For an Igbo man to come out to vote for you, must give him a reason for him to come out and sacrifice his business and come out for you. There must be a very good reason for that person to come out. And now people are seeing a reason in all part of the country, that the reason why they should come out and vote. That is why you see Nigeria youth are now bringing their energy, sacrificing their time, sacrificing every opportunity to make sure they get Nigeria working, because they are seeing reason. They see reason why they should vote. They see reason who to vote. So those are the things that are making Nigeria to wake up. And the about the man that come out to talk about in the rising, the Benin man. The problem I have with Nigeria journalists is that they don't do their work. They don't do their work very well. When you invite this kind of, because before you inviting this man, you already did your work, you already did your research. When you bring those people on board, you just play that video for the man and say, but this is what you said last time. What changed? By then, that man, you see, at that moment, that man will not say anything. He will stop there. But because of the media we have, the journalists we have, they don't even do research. They just wake up in the morning, they just come on studio, start talking whatever they talk. That is why when somebody will come to a television, that person will try to own and the person that is interviewing him, because they don't do their research. Because if you do your research, you see when they come with Rufai, because Rufai always do, whenever he comes in the morning, he did research. That is why you can come up and stand up with anybody. But others, they don't do their research. So that is the problem we have in Nigeria media today. So if you do your research very well, when somebody comes to interview, you go own that person because you already make your research. You can even ask that person a question and that person don't even expect. And they will stuck there. So, but because we don't have such a thing, what do you expect? They could do anything they want to do. And about Kwankwaso, I like what Kwankwaso is doing. When people say Kwankwaso should merge with P2B, I kind of kick that idea. I want Kwankwaso to stay on his own, because Kwankwaso staying on his own will destroy so many things in the north, because he's going to destroy that area. Because in the north, none of us are going there to fish. Kwankwaso is going there to fish, P2B is going there to fish, Tinubu is going there to fish, Atiku is going there to fish. So those areas is where everybody is going to fish. In north, even in the west, we are going there to fish, as in to fish. So all these areas, like my brother said here, in south, nobody is coming there to fish. In southeast, you're not coming there to fish. Even in the north central, we are not coming there to fish, because at least most like 4 states, I can brag for 4 states that P2B can win automatically there. So in those areas, like let's go to north, because people in the Kano, people from northwest will vote for at least that Ahmed is from there. He will get some vote from there. Then Atiku is coming to get vote for there. Kwankwaso is coming to get vote from there. Tinubu is also coming to. So that not that everybody thinking that P2B will not get vote. Look at the way P2B campaign team are planning this campaign. Now, they did all the whole campaign from beginning. They did in the east, in the south, in the middle belt, and in the west. Now, their last campaign, they are moving it to north, because they want to make it so that doing it that moment, it will stick in their memory. Because at that moment, they will be the last people to leave north. So that moment, all these people in the north, they will see that moment, because all these people now, APC have left there, maybe PDP have left there. So Labour Party went there, being the last people, because being the last people, it will still stick in people's memory, because Nigeria, we can forget very easy. So they can only remember what they see maybe a few weeks or a few days ago. But if you allow it to stay like 1 month or 3 months, they forget about it. That is why I like how the P2B campaign team strategize their movement, planning that at the end of the day, not will be our last campaign, because that is where we are going to hit them. And that is what we are going to hit APC and PDP hard. As when I mean hard, we will hit them hard in that area. Because now this election is no longer, because election is no longer like where you come from, because the North, a lot of people are waking up. When they come out on YouTube or on television and be saying that Northern and P2B cannot do anything in the North, keep deceiving yourself, because we see what is happening to Twitter space. We see what is happening on, on social media. People are doing that campaign on ground. People are, as in Nigerians are sacrificing their own money. People are paying on behalf of P2B. Look at what happened in Brekete. People pay that money on behalf of P2B. That shows you how serious Nigerians are helping each other. This is the first time Nigeria can help each other. Do you know what that can do in P2B administration? Because now we are working together. That togetherness is something we don't have in Nigeria for the past 20-something years. Imagine when we bring that force together, when everybody bring that force together. I will break every doors, we will break every barriers. And that is what P2B is bringing, because now it's bringing Nigeria together. Everybody is now is working together. You see youth going on the road, paying money, even advising people, go and get your PVs, they will do small challenges. Those things are where, because a country cannot function if we are not together. The only way we can function when we are together. And that is what P2B ticket is different from whatever anybody is preaching. And they know it. APC know it. PDP know it. They know that this election, if they know before, I don't think Tinubu will be APC candidate. If they didn't know, I don't think Atiku will, because they don't know that P2B movement will be like this. Because if they didn't know, trust me, Osubanjo could have won this election. Osubanjo could have been APC ticket. Even Wike could have been PDP ticket. But because they were not thinking in this direction. That is, when God wants to do something, God will silence everybody. He works in a mysterious way that human being will not understand. He make them that believing that, okay, it's a normal, usual politician thing. But it's not usual politician thing. This is a different thing, because Nigeria now, we are in pain. When I mean in pain, Nigeria is in pain. Everybody is in pain. Look at what happened in Benin a few days ago. Are you telling me that people in that place will use eye and look at APC? Now look what's happening in Adamawa. After Buhari left that place, people sweep Buhari out. That to show you how serious people are. They sweep Buhari, burn all the whole this thing. So that show you how this thing is. So imagine what P2B will do in the north. Let's keep watching. The day P2B will go in all these northern big state, then you will see the reaction of the north. You will see that people really embrace P2B. And that day, all these APC and PD people that are still sleeping, because I believe they are still sleeping, dreaming, that day they wake up. And when they wake up, it's already late, because this election has already been won. We are not contesting this election with anybody. And the biggest mistake anybody can do, if you try to link this election, this Brazilian thing that's happening in Brazil, it's just a small thing that what will happen in Nigeria. It's just a small thing. The one that will happen in Nigeria will be more bigger than the one that happened in Hong Kong few years ago. It will be big, as in what is going to happen is going to be, because a lot of things are happening in Nigeria. They are waiting for something to trigger it. And this election is going to trigger it. Make a mistake, people will burn houses, they will burn cities, as in Nigeria. So, and none of all these politicians want to lose their property. Are you going to lose your oil well? Are you going to lose your companies? You don't want that to happen to you. So the best option for you to do is just accept it and move on. Because if you try to do anything stupid, people will burn your properties. I mean your properties. All these people actually, you keep saying, people will burn their properties. Trust me on that. So when it comes this election, Nigerians know that this election has already been won. It's just that they just do the normal thing. Can we follow the normal procedure? Because let's do it by law. Because if we are not going to do it by law, it looks stupid. So let's go and flip it.
Okay,
But
your
if
network is not
apart from that, it's bit over that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
Another thing
Collins.
again, look at that video you just played now. Even that man that is even doing those things, those are people are obedient. They know very well. They're just doing something to collect money from Tinubu. And that's what they are doing. So they know very well. All of them know what they are doing. So anybody that's supporting Tinubu is automatically obedient, but they have to collect the money. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you once again. All right. I'll move on now to Victor. Mr. Victor Niger for B. Please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Nigeria Watch. God will bless you for what you are doing. giving us the opportunity to speak to Nigeria worldwide. I thank all the men and women who have spoken with their heart in their word. I just want to thank every one of you for participating in this great show. And I want to thank Mr. CM. Mr. CM, good day. More grace. I want to speak on I just want to touch on those one little before I go into, because my business now is just to speak to the people concerning OB movement. I want to speak on Jubril. Jubril is a con man from the north. People have not really gone into Jubril as a person. I went into some of his antecedents. Jubril is like a con man. He play politics. One is he play politics with would I say trick and a sort of 419 flavor in his all his idea, and he has this tendency of doing all this political maneuvering, trying to find where we suit his own self-aggrandizement. I would say he was not really compensated. He did not make that agreement with APC very well, concretely. They were still, doubting. He was still doubting until he found a very palatable dish from Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso gave him a very good things before he maneuvered to Kwankwaso camp. People might be saying, oh, because Kwankwaso is an Hausa man, he doesn't like the northern Muslim candidate. That's not a lie. The guy wanted a good meal, and he has been served a good meal in Kwankwaso camp. That is the kind of person he is. He does not, he's an unstable kind of person. He's a cunning man from the north. So that's why sometimes I don't like listening to him. He doesn't like to, he's very pompous. He has a lot of pride in him. He doesn't like, you hitting him hard with questions. If you look at all the interviews, he doesn't like, you to hit him hard with questions. And I would like to go to Obahiagbon. People always say Obahiagbon is speaking this, is speaking that, is speaking all this English that is not. Look, the way I see Obahiagbon, I see Obahiagbon as the king's clown. He's a clown, and he's also a comedian. Anytime I go to this comedian show on YouTube, what I normally do when I finish with the Igodai and the other people, when I finish laughing, I just type in Patrick Obahiagbon, because what the man does to me, I don't see politicking. I see him making us, lose up our stress after going on to campaign for Peter Obi. Just listen to Obahiagbon. You will laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. Because I don't know what I can't, articulate what he's trying to say. He's just trying to create, trying to bring people to his own attention. Anytime he speaks, he like to bring people to his own. And our people sometimes, before they were gullible, but now they are no longer gullible. They like to listen to people that will make their, make everywhere be, filled with light, even if it's telling lies, but the lies must be a great lie that will make them shout, yes, yes. So that's the kind of person, he's a king's clown. That's the kind of person he is. And if I go out after listening to comedy, I switch on to Patrick Obahiagbon comedy. And I laugh. My wife be telling me, why are you laughing? My wife will go, oh, you put on this, your brother. Now the clown with this, so we will laugh and laugh and laugh. That's all we know about him. There's no intelligent word that comes out of him. I see him as a king's clown. That's what we call him at our place here. We call him the king's clown. So let that be a bygone. It's just a political a parasite that is looking for a palatable host to feed on, and he has seen that palatable host in Baba Blue Blah. Now that's what I'm calling that man, Baba Blue Blah. He has found that place. He has gotten a very good meal, and he started, if you see when he was speaking in China the other time, the first interview, he was trying to touch the flesh, eat the flesh of Baba Blue. So he pinched the flesh of Baba Blue, and Baba Blue saw that this man is going that way. He's an activist before. He's going that way. If we don't catch him to our place now, if we don't give him a position, he will fly to Obi. That was why they gave him that position. That was point blank. That's what they gave him. They knew he has activist, it's sort of activist, a little bit of 20% activism in him. So, and he might probably push to Obi camp, because Obi camp is still people who want to take charge of their country. People want to take the destiny in their hand. That's the kind of that was why he has to move down. They have to give him a lot of food and move him down to the main, money stream Baba Blue camp. And let me move to Obi. See, yesterday when I watched all the airspace, the political airspace, I was jubilating when I was coming from work. When I called you guys, when I listened to all the platform, I was happy. And then I saw something that Obi did. Goose pimples was coming out of my body when I was at work. I was jubilating, tears were dropping out of my eyes, because I have found something that many people long time ago were looking for. Peter Obi has finally landed the bomb on their head. Peter Obi has changed the political atmosphere of Nigeria in a supersonic way. Why did I say so? You see, before, when we do political campaign, we go to state, we go to one big stadium and start saying all sort of trash, trying to change the mindset of Nigeria, telling them lies. Peter Obi, as CM, gave a brief, and he put salt into the food. He gave us what Nigeria needed to know, sink into their head. This man, Peter Obi, is not ordinary. Peter Obi is not ordinary. And we need people that is not ordinary to rule in a nation that is in a dead circumstance like Nigeria. Peter Obi, I repeat, is not an ordinary person. Peter Obi has gone into the spirit realm of knowledge, and he has dug into it. That's why you see his CV. He has dug into it, and he knew the food he will give to the gods. And he has given the food to the gods. That is why Peter Obi has started a campaign. Since they don't want to give him that big stadium, they planned it. The hot spot, if you look at it, the hot spot in Nigeria now, the political atmosphere, the new Delta State was a hot spot. He has to break his campaign gradually. He break his campaign, and he's getting the momentum he needed. It was only one place that I didn't go, to my wife's village, or Zori, that's the Delta State. And I said it before in Nigeria, I said, we have spoken to people in Ozori land, in Delta State. Only land, in Delta State. And Obi was supposed to be there. This is a local government. Obi was also there. Those people are ready for Obi. They are red hot for Obi. PDP is dead. Dead. When dead and buried, APC cannot go there. So Obi knew the hot spot, and he are taking each region with different different campaign strategy. My God, brethren, the campaign that is going to happen in Lagos and the North is going to be a different thing entirely. You guys should watch out. You see Lagos in first act, that area, that zone, that local government, APC, they no go area for them, because that place is filled with non-indigene of Lagos. If you go to Apapa, non-indigene of Lagos, the only place they have that they are holding stronghold is their Awori place, that's their Awori side, That is the island and the island and a little bit of the mainland. That is where you have where the Agbero, that is the Keja, that's the capital where the
Yanopaja.
Agbero is. Yeah, Yanopaja, where the Agberos are. That is where you have them. And even that place, there will be as planted, the Obi movement, they have planted a lot of cell there. A lot of cell, my brother. That was why I was having good people, but I made some calls.
Please
I
round
was
up.
having good people, so I was happy. Now,
Please
people
round
are
up.
saying, yeah, people are saying Obi is going to faint at the end. Obi is moving in a supersonic way. At the end, when it gets to the north, we are going to see the landing of a supersonic jet in the north. And the campaign is going to be a mind blowing to all the politicians that are saying, oh, it doesn't have anybody. You know, you will see that day, everybody that will be on that ground, they are organic. You will see the first time organic campaign in the hardcore of the north. And mind you, we have 3 states. I call them the 3 Ks. That is Katsina, Kaduna, and Kano. That is where all these Galibantas, what they call them, these people, that's where they are all depending on. Those 3 K states, those are the states that formed the table in the last elections that we have had. So those 3 K states, when they make mention of national, those ones, they are not looking at. They are looking at those 3 K states: Katsina, Kaduna, Kano. That is the 3 states that brings the vote from the north. And Obi has divided those states. Thank you very much, Mr. Nigeria Watch.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Thank you so much. Mr. ACBD, thank you. Good evening to you.
I could have made a quick intervention. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead, sir. You have 1 minute.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1 minute. You see, I thank the last speaker for the way he put everything in context. What people forgot, or what I forgot to mention when I was talking about Toby, was like the last speaker said, there'll be different area. He knows the strategy to use them. That is, and that is it. The thing is, when he got to Warri, he said Warri is not for English. When he mentioned area, people say, yeah, area. That was when the crowd went wide. And I knew that something is behind Obi, like the last speaker said. When he mentioned that in Warri, I knew, yes, there is no way he will never he won't clear out the whole votes in Warri, at least a good 90%. No other candidate the Warri people will remember than Obi when he greeted them in their own language, and I love it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. CBD, good evening to you. Please talk to us.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Nigeria Watch. Good evening, the panelists, and good evening, everyone listening to this amazing and educative program. Well, we are talking about these people that are talking about, is it the Jubrain? You see, all these people, they are only working, they are doing their jobs. That's why you don't even think about what they said 5 years ago, 2 years ago. All these people are doing, they are working. It's an employment. Even if the worst politician in Nigeria pays them better, they'll go there. All this Renu Omokri, Dino Melaye, Jubrin, all this, it doesn't matter. It's all about their own stomach infrastructure. Then the Patrick Obahiagbon, the thing is that he's, to be honest, I've been listening to him for a while. I mean, I've been hearing about him, the grammar, all that. To be honest with you, I usually feel like I don't know if he's usually serious with, or he's just trying to, because sometimes I know those words probably mean something in the dictionary, maybe, because I don't think a grown-up and fairly learned person will come and start speaking things that are non-existent, in grammar.
The dictionary.
So if it's not in the dictionary, then that's amazing. They need to go and check him there.
Where is Obi Okpo in dictionary? Obi Okpo.
Wow. So that's just the thing. And Obi, you see, Obi is going to win. I keep on saying this. The only thing that I feel like we are, that is a concern is
this election, if these people try to take away that victory from Peter Obi, then there will be a lot of unrest. I think so. And we don't want any form of violence. But if they try to rig or if they try to take this thing away illegally and all that, then Nigeria is on the precipice right now. A lot is going on in Nigeria. Just that we kind of choose what to focus on sometimes. A lot is going on. If you see videos, if you see stories, the media, they will only tell you what they feel like that you should know. So they won't tell you everything. So yeah, but I believe and I see it for a fact. For what's the name? Kwakwanso, I'm not 100% certain on where it stands. I feel like before the this February, probably from the first or second week, or let's say first week of February, there will be a lot of surprise decamping and endorsements and realignments. And that is usually what some of these political parties does to kind of build a very strong momentum towards the campaign, the election week. So that is how it usually is. So we cannot be 100% sure. That's why you see people like this G5 and all that, they have not publicly endorsed anybody. It's usually a strategy for most political parties, at the last minute to build that momentum. So we cannot really say for sure where these people stand. But one thing I know for sure is that Peter Obi is doing well. And don't listen to the propaganda. We must make sure that we are telling our people not to listen to the propaganda of the North. Peter Obi is not there. Is not the middle belt. This North Central. Peter Obi is strong. In Kano, he might not be as strong as Kwakwanso in terms of what people are saying, but I know for sure in Kaduna, Peter Obi is strong. In most part of the north, Nasarawa, Taraba, Gombe, Southern Gombe, Kogi, unless this man, what's the name of that their governor there? Those people, the man is very,
Yeah,
the way they
Bello.
do politics in Kogi. Yeah, yes, the way they do politics there is something else. If you see the violence during their by-elections, you will be wondering how is that not being reported in CNN. We can't really say so much for Kogi because we don't know what is on ground because they believe in using force uh, to subdue political opponents a lot, especially in Kogi State. But you see Benue and the rest of it, I'm sure Peter Obi is very strong there. So we're on the right track, and I believe that things will fall in place. So let me stop there for now. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Isabidi, for that swift response and a powerful submission. God bless you, sir. Okay, Engineer Ken, good evening to you, sir. You're the last to go. Please talk to us.
Yeah, good evening, Ninja Watch. Good evening, Ninja Watch family. And good evening to the pioneers and good evening to Nigerians. Ah, man, what a great news and a great drama. You see, I'm not being surprised for this Fulani man, that is playing the games with Tinubu and moving from APC down to NPP or whatever they call it, so a team. You see, we should not be surprised. These guys are Fulani. Fulani stay together. They are like bees. They don't separate themselves. They're always together. And the thing is, this Kwankwaso is not going anywhere. Just watch it. Maybe about 2 weeks or a week or so to the election, Kwankwaso will give his vote to Atiku. He will direct all Fulanis that are with him should give that vote to Atiku. Even the Kaduna state that Kwankwaso is from, Kwankwaso cannot even get 10% of the people there. because the game of Nigerian politics has been changed. You know, the obedient movement have changed the game. This is not like the game of before. The NSAS youth was the people that they killed in that NSAS youth, the spirit are not sleeping. It's the spirit and the spirit of our forefathers and people that are committing suicide every day in Nigeria. Their spirit are the one venging out through this obedient movement. You remember, my brothers, when we started with Obi, by the time we were processing this guy Wiki, we'll find out PDP is not PDP is not going to take Wiki to be their flag bearer. Instantly, we flagged to Obi. I said it. I said Obi is a movement that is being controlled by the spiritual. You know, that is why we are seeing things that is happening now, because the night and day, meaning the physical and the spiritual, have agreed. They have agreed. That is why we are seeing this revolution, because these are political gurus, you know, these old folks and these political ones that will be having since all these years from 1960 to this date. All of them have failed. You know, that all their games have failed. No matter what they are doing, it's not working. The more they strike, the more victory will become. You know, and this guy, that is the plan of Jibrin, and that is what Kwankwaso want to do. And I want to go into Patrick Obahiagbon. Patrick Obahiagbon mixing English with Latin, with French, with all European English speaking Dutch languages, adding not to English language to deceive himself. You know, we know that Ghana must go back have been flagged to him by Adams Oshomole, who is his godfather in APC. That is why you see him changing his mouth. You know, these people has no credibility. They have no shame. They have no shame. That is why you see Jagaban saying that he's a youth. Even me right now at my age, I can't call myself a youth. When you cross 50, you are no longer a youth. You know, and he that have crossed 70 or 80, still calling himself a youth. That's to tell you these guys are not ashamed. They are not ashamed. You know, so these are just the thing that the Nigeria airspace right now can never be cajoled by these foolish people. You know, I want to tell my obedience brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers, cool temper. We should cool our temper. Our focus these days will be on INEC. You see what happened in that gift bag that they give to that young man that was showing it in, you know, that we all received that video in Nigeria Watch WhatsApp platform. You know, the thing is this: they didn't just give that guy that thing for free. They took his voting card, his PVC. They took a number from that PVC and they gave it back to him. You see, that was what I was trying to explain last week before one of our brother here rudely interrupted me. You know, let me tell you guys something. I'm a civil engineer. You know, before you can become an engineer, you have to go through science. You know, it's almost 100% science. You see, anything computer can build can be formatted by anybody. Being in United States passport, be a British passport, as long as it's being built by the computer, it can be made anywhere in the world, and it will still have the same code. Believe it or you don't. The only thing that can never be changed is when you write something with your hand, with your pen. Nobody can change that. But anything you go into the computer and type, and process, no matter the code you can put on it, hacker can easily hack it and break it. They will break that code no matter what. That is why these guys are taking their PVC numbers. Those numbers is going to be reprogrammed into the system of INEC. When those guys will now swap their card, for them to now vote, that card is going to turn back for APC. They might click, or they might click PDP. They might click. Labour Party, but it will be changed. It will be changed to APC. That is the thing. That is why we have to be vigilant. That is why we have to be watchful. If they come and give you food, they come and give you anything, don't take it. It doesn't worth it. If you are for good, stand for good. If you are standing for wrong, stand for wrong. Let them know you as an obedient. So being obedient, those give back cannot solve your problem. One cup of rice, one cup of gari, one small Indomie bag. Everything there is no more than 1,000 naira or 2,000 naira. That is what you want to sell your future to. That is what you want to sell your generation to. What we are fighting for these days is not even our generation. Because we are fighting for generation yet unborn, generation that they just gave birth to. My kid sister just gave birth today in Benin to a beautiful bouncing baby girl. Those are the generation that we.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much, my brothers. Thank you so much. Those are the generation that we are fighting for. So that we can give them a better future. So that we can give them a better Nigeria. Please, my Nigerian brothers, all we need someone that is patriotic. And Peter Obi has proven himself a patriotic person. You see, to become a different, to change things in his life and to become a different human being to make system work, you don't need too much education. Fine, we are lucky that Peter Obi has it. He doesn't. If you're a man that has the people at heart, if you're a man that chooses credibility over everything that you do, it's very easy. When you have that, you can turn things around. You can make things work. But so sorry that the people that we have and we have been having, they are just for themselves alone. They don't care of nobody. They don't care. All what they know about is their own children, how much they want to make. And yet, these guys have made so much fortune that their generation, a million generation of them will not suffer anymore. And yet they are not at rest. They still want to do more. My take is this. My brothers have said it all. And whatever that we have been preaching for all this while, we have tried, we have did our part, and we are still doing our part. Our part these days is to change our narrative of collecting money to cast your vote, collecting foodstuffs from these people. You think those foodstuffs that are given to you, those foodstuffs are good? They are not. These guys are demons. Even the devil is afraid of them. They are men of the night. They are men of the night. When God told us in the Bible that says that the hearts of men are desperately wicked, it's talking about these people. It's talking about these people.
Especially Desmond Elliott as well.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. These are the products.
Campaigning for Tinubu here and there.
Yes, of course. These are the products. Desmond Elliott is in his 40s. He's in his early 40s. So if he can campaign for Tinubu, what else? What else? These are the products. These are the products of Tinubu. These are the products of these evil people. That is what they have done. You know, my take could be this. I've never prayed for it to happen. For the past 2-3 years, or 3 years ago in Nigeria's platform, I've been saying that Nigeria need a war. There's only war that can make things right for us. These are the reason why I was crying out for that war. Because these men have infected. They have used their cancer, politics cancer, with their money to infect life. They have planted their seed up to like 30 years old, just like the Desmond Idiot. You know, Desmond Idiot is the proceed of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Just imagine that. That if Desmond now, in the next 10 years from now, 20 years from now, he becomes the Nigerian president, what are we going to expect from him? Nothing good. Because his background, you know, his roots, is been corrupt. So this is what these people have done. You know, I don't pray for it to happen. Anything that makes Labour Party to lose this election, Nigeria will go on a civil war. It's going to be the war, the poor versus the rich. And that war will not end in Nigeria. That war will be in the diaspora. That we in the diaspora will take over them. Wherever their children are, wherever their children will be, even they themselves, if they should fly to the United States, fly to London, fly to anywhere in the world, we have the masses there. We have the lives of the poor men and women, children there. We have men like us that are there to wait for them. We will knock on their doors and we will do the needful. You know, that is the only thing that can turn the airspace of corruption in our state, in our country around. Look at today. Was it today or yesterday? The Fulanis, you know, the train Kina in Benin. Up to this moment, Obaseki and his government refuse to utter an address about it. They refuse to say something about it.
Filichaibu
addressed
it already.
Huh?
Filichaibu addressed it.
Why Filichaibu? Is it a governor? Is it VP? The reason why Filichaibu came out, because maybe he was touched. Maybe he's ashamed. He's ashamed. You know, the reason why Filichaibu is coming out right now, because him and his principal are not agreeing. They are not friends right now. That is why we see him, you know, speaking up. They are not a friend. You know, they have problems, you know, in their offices. You know, so these guys they're evil. They're evil. My prayer is this: by the grace of God, come on that very day of February. You know, please, Nigerians, don't be cajoled with these people. Don't let them take your vote. Don't sell your vote. Stay out there. You know, vote for your principle and defend your vote. Don't just vote and leave. Stay there like what we did in Edo State. Stay there and fight for it and defend it. If it's turned around, stay there and let it know. If possible, use your cell phone to take a picture of what you are doing. Thank you, Mr. Ninja Washington, for my time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. We are going to take a break. When we come back, we talk about INEC. Everybody going to have a 2-minute submission, except Alex, that is going to have a bit more time because he's just joining us right now. Let's quickly take a break. Please help us to share this broadcast and like.
Mr. Najamo, sorry,
please.
There's an information.
Yeah, what's that?
Yeah, the information concerning the hacking and there's no
yeah. When we come back, you talk about that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. Dr. Alexander Gomez, thank you very much, sir, for the super chat. God bless you. Nobody gave me a super chat today. It's only Dr. Alexander Gomez that remembered me. I beg me, can I help us share and like? We're still here. Use the $sign. Support us. Encourage us to do more for you. Please help us to share this broadcast. We're still going to take the 2 minutes round in case you want to join us to quickly give that. That's fine. You know, I think we have one spot left. But meanwhile, let's quickly take this break. God bless you all.
Oh, my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Oh, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a leader is not very easy. To become a man is not a day job. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. So my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a man is not a day job. To become a leader is not very easy. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen.
You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lily of the valley, you are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of Judah, you are the pillar. Chickadee, you are the pillar. Daddy, you are the pillar that holds my life. Lion of Judah, you are the pillar that holds my life. Walking the way. You are the pillar that holds my life. Hey, yeah. Master Jesus, you are the pillar that holds my life. You are the pillar. You are the pillar that holds my life. I said, Jesus, unibu kalabati sinduwe. Nibu kalabati sinduwe. Ojo biebe, nibu kalabao. Nibu kwa kalabano. Nibu kwa kalabati sinduwe. Ojo biebe, nibu kwa kalaba. Chickadee, nibu kwa kalabao. Nibu kwa kalabati sinduwe.
All right, thank you very much. Please stay mute, stay mute, stay mute. Big Uyi, please don't unmute yourself again. Thank you. Just stay mute. I accept your code. I appreciate you all. Thank you very much. Now, God bless you now. Appreciate every one of you. Let's move on. This time, everybody's going to have the 2 minutes round. But I would like to start with Alex. Somebody wanted to say something earlier on. Do you want to use your 2 minutes now? Somebody was talking earlier on. Okay, if you're not responding, I'm not sure who was talking to me before we went on break. Okay, let's move on. Alex, good evening to you, my brother. Let's talk to us.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Najawash. I tried to play the video back of Mr. Obahiagbon, what he said. I don't know what he was trying to say to Obi and Obasanjo. If you can intimate me, I will be more than glad.
It's just a straightforward thing. He was talking down on Obasanjo. talking down on him by endorsing Peter Obi, that he doesn't have any right, to determine the future of Nigerians and all that. But he was using all these deceptive languages, English and all that, to deceive the gullible Nigerians. But yeah, that's all he was talking about.
Thank you, Mr. Najawash. That's what you said. But Obahiagbon has always been known to be on the side of the political vultures and vampires in this country. Unfortunately, I will not criticize the way he expresses himself. Sometimes Wole Soyinka does that, Chris Okotie does that, even late Chubo Kadibo did that. So sometimes people tend to read a lot, and it becomes part and parcel of them. So, but my point is that at this time, I would have been taking Obahiagbon, who was a federal lawmaker at the time, who was a man who ought to be for the people, having perused a lot of books in total about freedom and democracy and justice. So a lot of times when people have tasted from the king's food and the wine of Nebuchadnezzar, it's very difficult to become a Daniel or a Job. So I don't blame him. He has forgotten his roots. Obahiagbon is from a very poor family, and with respect to that, I expected him to look back on his struggle days and how God saw him through, because he talks a lot about God in most of his submissions. So I've been watching him closely, and I'm still disturbed. It's obvious now, it's very clear now that he will never come to the side of the people. But let me sound a warning to Mr. Patrick Obahiagbon, or Barrister Patrick Obahiagbon. If anything happens in the next elections, if anything happens, if the country goes into flames, as it is very fragile right now, everybody knows your house. You will not be spared. The political, the political class in Edo State will not. In fact, they will receive the fireworks first. So I want to appeal to all political, gladiators in Edo State. It doesn't matter what you've done before. If you have conscience, and you know the situation of the country, you've seen how the country has been run for the past 7 years. You saw the death of Deborah without justice. You saw the massive kidnapping and killing nationwide. You are seeing the depth of the country from 12 to 15 trillion to 77 trillion naira. You've seen the price of foodstuff go high. You've seen lack of medical care. You've seen the Jackpot syndrome. You've seen how, you don't need to tell this. You don't need to tell a blind man it's raining with this Nigeria condition. It's time you come down from Martin Olympus. A lot of them has done that. Those that have political conscience, the likes of Obasanjo, and a lot of them in Edo State. A lot of them said, there is nothing in this life. I've never seen anybody who was buried with money. I've never seen. So I want to appeal to him and his likes. If they try to manipulate elections next month, it's not election as usual. This is different. I am sounding it now like the political Harare of Zimbabwe. That danger is looming. We must all come out now and salvage this nation. It's not time for tribal. It's not time for regional politics. This is time for truth, justice, and rescuing this sinking ship called Nigeria. So I'm not threatening them, but it's just what is written by the biblical Menemeneteke Ufasi, that the days of this country are numbered unless we get it right next month. So that's for Obahiagbon. As for Obi saying Nigeria needs healing from the past government, from the present and past government. Obi is right. Obi has been blowing his political campaign vuvuzela all this while. You cannot run a country like this. He has been condemning a lot of killings, a lot of maladministration. Although he's a bit careful with the way he's talking, because of the fragile nature of the country right now. Looking at what happened historically to one kamikaze, Mr. MK Abiola, the guy is trying to be a bit careful. Obi is a very tough leader. When he gets to office,
that was not the language from Obi. That's the same Obahiagbon saying those nonsense. It's not Obi. Obi has nothing to do with
Obi
that.
said Nigeria need healing. He said Nigeria need healing. That's what I'm saying.
Yes,
so
but what Israel is saying is that was the same language that Obahiagbon used today. That Nigeria need healing. They're not asking from who. He now says since 1960. He refused to cast the blame on this current administration which he belonged to. So that was the
yes, but I just told you now that a lot of people, once they are hitting from the table of Nebuchadnezzar, the likes of Ahmed Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, what do you expect them to say? When they talk, I mean, on the side of the people, the next day you are going to hear sad news about them. Unfortunately, they don't have political conscience. So I know a lot of them also who is on the side of the obedient movement. Obahiagbon can't do anything now. His hands are sword. He's a corrupt man. He was a federal lawmaker without one project in his village or in his local government. So he's a disgrace to the political class, and he knows it. We used to hold him in a very high esteem, but he has lost that in the course of history. So for me, everybody knows, even a black man knows that Obahiagbon is speaking for his own selfish interest, unfortunately. So I'm only disappointed because he's a man that I respect so much. I expected more from him. Have you heard about Martin Luther King Jr., Nelson Mandela, Julius Nyerere of Tanzania, Patrice Lumumba? I expected this guy to be on the side of the people. He seems to be a political capitalist, a political money monger, and he seems to be with the Nambic Bambism of Nigerian politics. So you cannot really expect much from him. So I'm warning them that should anything go wrong, because they depend on their rigging machine. That is why they are not appealing to citizens. They are boastful. They are very braggadocious. NSAS started from Edo State and Delta, and it spread like wildfire nationwide. And NSAS is a process, is a movement. We just want to continue it with our PVC. So if need be, we will return to the streets, and this time it will not be with our national anthem or with the Nigerian flags. We cannot afford another 4 years or 8 years with this kind of government, or even worse. No, we reject that. So I stand with the side of the obedient movement, as always, and I condemn the activities of political Obahiagbon in the electionary process of this present time. And I hope next month Nigerians will come out and, express their personal vendetta on this wicked government who has left us with nothing to be desired except tears, sorrow, and blood. So we shouldn't take such men seriously. On election day, President Obahiagbon only has just 1 vote, and we should focus on what Obi is saying. You can see the simplicity. You can see the humbleness of a leader. You can see the intelligence. You can see the vigor. You can see the zest and the zeal from Obi and Dati. We don't need sick people to lead a sick nation. That is why we must continue to stand with Mr. Peter Obi. And I know on a daily basis, the Obi message is gaining ground. This is why our political oppositions are running at a scatter. This is why they are unsettled. This is why they come up with a lot of politics. They are casting their last shots, and we will not cut out. So please, let us continue to mobilize and talk to people, and let us continue to speak to INEC. Let's remind them that we know them. They live among us. They are not spirits. We know their children. We know their family. We know their domiciles. We know their buildings. They should be very careful with these coming elections. Thank you, Mr. Najawash. Thank you, my fellow panelists, and God bless Nigeria. I'm still here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Before we move on now to the next person, which is Israel.
Najawash, I'm here.
Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, Big Uyi. That's Big Uyi, right?
No, I was the one that asked. I have an information.
But I called you before. You didn't answer me. I called you. Maybe
I just came back.
Yes, yeah, you were not there. But please hold on. Yes, this is what happened in Edo State today. But meanwhile, about INEC, meanwhile, look at this picture that is currently circulating on Twitter right now over because INEC is, like I told you, we cannot really trust INEC. They claim this child is 31 years old, Borno State. You can see the child's picture on PVC right there. you know, why this one happened in Edo State today. Let me quickly show you guys. They just sent me this one not long. Let's watch this.
This is Sugbekun Primary School, where we were asked to come and collect our PVCs, and it's so unfortunate with the mass, the multitude here. No single INEC staff here. We are completely sitting on the fence. We don't even know what to do. This video is made. I'm the one videoing this right now. Comrade Ima Osagie, a member of POM 37, and Nigeria cannot continue this way. LC. So you can see, for days it has been like this. We've not been attended to. We've not been attended to. We keep coming here. When you go to INEC office, they will tell you to go to the center that you registered. When you come here, you meet nobody here. So, and I'm even wondering, why should collection date, expiring date for collection be approved or be consented to by the government? It has been produced. There shouldn't be an expiring date or the last day for it.
Exactly.
Everybody that has done theirs deserve to get their own PVC ready. They know the government is so instrumental to all this that you can see it. These are crowds. How are we getting our PVC? Go get your PVC. Go get your PVC. That's what the government announced. That's on the national TV. It's everywhere. It's on the social media. But there is no single INEC staff here. Everybody's complaining. Those single INEC staff, people are leaving. The crowd just reduced a little bit. It is like that. This is what we are facing, and there is no PVC. PVC, I'm gonna talk. Everybody talk. And they post and they go labor office right away. You see?
Very sad.
Some people we went to IDEC office. They said you should go to your centers. And right now we've been in the centers for that's been like that for days. It's like that everywhere. So this is an open game. It's very clear. You people should speak up. We are pushing this to the very high. You see, go and collect your PVC. Go and collect your PVC. You will not meet one single INEC staff at the center. Mama call a PVC near when I do here. We make single INEC staff in my here. Have you done here when you are the center? Here when you are the center.
Very sad. That's Edo State. So that's all I wanted to give. So everybody that's giving their 2 minutes, just talk about PVC, whatever you want to say about it, encouraging people to continue. Hopeful they can collect their PVC, but unfortunately, it looks like the government and the collaboration with INEC are the one frustrating us right now. This one happened in Edo State. This one was today. Thank you very much, my people. Somebody wanted to ask a question earlier on. Please indicate now. Okay, this person is not available again. All right, Mr. CN, go ahead, talk to us. 2 minutes. All right, then go ahead, sir.
And George, I needed to just quickly say something.
Yes, Israel. Yes. Sorry, Israel. Use your 2 minutes.
Yes, and thank you very much, everyone. First of all, we have to pull this. Whenever we compare people with Pan-Africans, please let's be very careful of how we use Pan-Africans. These are men and women who has laid down from day one. They were not talking blah. They were talking to the minds of the people to develop them mentally, physically, and to propel them for a better democracy. That was what Pan-Africans did. Not comparing them with people who are using words like Sida Akuta to compare themselves to use it as an English language for people who are already, decayed by their decayed and were used as political togs. These are not people we emulate who make false informations. These are very, 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 it's annoying comparing them to Pan-Africans like Julius Nyerere of Tanzania or Nelson Mandela. How does that link? Can you see anything like Mandela from that guy? So let's be careful of how we put in words on people, because these
Mr.
are not
Israel,
representative.
can I ask you a question, please? I know you are
finish?
referring to me.
Can I
Can I
finish?
ask you a question?
Can I finish first? When I finish,
I have a question for you. It's a very simple question.
Yeah, go straight to the point, sir, please.
Before Obahiagbon became corrupted or polluted, you don't know him before he became a state house of assembly member in Edo State. You don't know where he was. I said he was not as he is now right now.
Thank you.
So for me, you don't know his antecedent. So for me, he's corrupt right now, but he has not always been like this. That's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for telling me I don't know him. I don't need to explain I don't know him. Since you believe that, that's your own opinion. Thank you very much. But when we use words, we should be careful because we are sending it outside. Because that does not represent anything that has to do with people like Pan-Africans. If you want to talk about Pan-Nigerians, we are talking about people like Peter Obi, who are laying fundamental structures for the benefit of the people and also for their future use. Not people who are embezzling and measuring that the people suffered, envelop themselves in poverty and hanging under the umbrella of speaking English, whereby they are using Latin words or jargons to confuse the mindset of the people. That does not spell anything Pan-Nigerian or Pan-African. Let's put it that way. For the INEC officers who are not there, Nigerians, please, let us tell ourselves the truth. We are working towards a better Nigeria. These people who are coming out with their cell phones, these are also called heroes, laying a fundamental structure on the ground of how our leaders should behave and how our future leaders should emulate on, indulging themselves in a real democratic process whereby people should not be denied of their franchise. What INEC has demonstrated right now, because some months ago, they were issuing statement that PVC collections are ready, that Nigerians are not coming forward. What are we saying now? That has all now tell you that what Mr. Okoye was saying the other day was a very crystal clear lies. Like I told you here, his body language, these are lies. So what is happening on the ground now? That's a reality. So for us Nigerians, you're already pushing for a new democracy. That is what Obi wants, and that is what I stand with the people. The people are suffering. Look at the way they look right now. And we want to use them, and they are not Pan-Nigerians who we claim as Pan-Nigerians. We're not saying that. We're not saying that. So if we compare that to what happened in Uganda, the people, somebody like Bobby Wine, who changed from a musician to become a political gladiator because of what he has seen on ground. These are people we have to emulate and seen as Pan-Africans. People who work tooth and nails to make sure the people get the dividends of democracy. Not people who come and to tell ourselves we are Sida Akutas just because you want to speak English. Nigerians, we should be prepared. Let us emulate good work. Not people who are already making sure that the system get decayed more and even adding more to it. Say by their fruit, we shall know them. Thank you. Let us get our PVC and be ready. A new dispensation is just around the corner. God bless you.
All right. Thank you, my brother, Machiavelli. Thank you. Okay. Somebody wanted to ask a question earlier on. Okay, let me move on to who is this? Who is talking? Hello. Okay, Mr. CM, please talk to us. To your 2 minutes, sir.
Okay. Regarding the video clip we just watched about INEC, it is evident from what, because that's why sometimes when they say journalism, I say the on-the-spot journalism. You see, a place like this is where you should have seen Arise News and all those channels and whatever. This is a primary school. All those people, they left what they should have been doing to come to a primary school based on INEC assurance that go and collect your PVC. And every day, that has been our national anthem here. Collect your PVC, incentivize people, give them something. I don't know whether these people were sort of, prompted, but they went in there, they've gone there. And there's no even INEC person to talk to. There's no INEC official to talk to. So this is a deliberate scam. It's a game they want to play. And moreover, they've set a deadline. Ideally, there shouldn't be anything like a deadline to collect PVC. It should have been, let's say, 24 hours to the election, or maybe 48 hours to just for logistics to enable in the sense that those INEC people are the maybe in the office will still be the people that will go to the field and conduct the election. So you give them a day to organize. Ideally, it shouldn't be. If you are conducting 25th, let's say by February the 23rd or 22nd, then it's okay. So telling people that this end of the month is the deadline for collecting PVC, and yet when they come there, they won't see anything. I'm warning again. Maybe I may be Mr. Nobody. It is in the interest of INEC to be good neighbors to Nigerians. These people you are seeing today, they are pleading. Imagine somebody saying that, although I didn't understand the language, but from the helplessness and the way the body language is trying to say, what else do you want us to do? They said we should be here, and we've been here, and we are here. Nobody to even talk to them. You see, the most annoying thing is that in a situation like this, we are left helpless, no notice. The INEC may not even, if it's a white man's country, must have had over the news. Or somebody will come there and say, sorry, we couldn't do this, sorry. Or you see notice being placed conspicuously everywhere, even from the gate. Or the security will come and address you or organize you so that you should not be unruly as a result of restlessness. But in this case, nobody is there. It's like they wasted their time, or like they are stupid, they are fools. So it is in the interest of INEC for them to be good neighbors to Nigerians. I do not want to address this issue, the one that is integrity challenged, the one they call the PRO, or the spokesman of INEC, who comes to channel news. When he see him talking, he's doing like somebody is fidgeting or is getting a Parkinson's. Shego Kimbaloye asked him, "Are you sure all that you need for this election to be?" He said they've had everything is in order. They don't lack anything. Now look at the mess they are doing. P2B is Nigeria's last chance. It is easy for them to think that they are doing it. I don't know what will happen if they rig P2B out through all this crude, archaic, outdated, anachronistic system. It's gonna spell doom for them. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Nolly 77, please talk to us. Big Uyi, I'll come back to you later on. Please be patient with me. Nolly 77, please talk to us 2 minutes. Okay, he's not available. Mr. SCBD, please use your 2 minutes now, sir. Okay, Mr. SCBD is not available as well. Okay, Engineer Ken, please use your 2 minutes now. Okay, Engineer Ken is now also available. This is good. Okay, Big Uyi, please talk to us. Good evening to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Najawosh.
Thank you. You have 5 minutes since you just joining us.
I won't. 5 minutes will be too long. I just want to quickly.
Okay, that's fine. That's good. I want you to even talk for 10 seconds.
All right then. So, concerning INEC, I don't trust them one bit. It will only take the grace of God for them to deliver what they need to deliver. I'm saying this because I witnessed what they did one time in Edo State. It was during Oshomole election. The night of the election, we knew how Sam Obasanjo came to Edo State before morning. He went straight to INEC office. The next morning, we started hearing something different. So since then, I have never had any trust for INEC. That for that. And secondly, the video we watch about the man that was given a gift from the APC government, a lot of things like that is going to happen. This is the truth. This is a man that have already told the world that it is his turn to be the president of Nigeria. Someone that have opened his mouth to say something like that can do anything to put himself in that position. When he came to Edo State, I had this rumor of how much he brought into that state. That money is not for any other thing. It's for ringing. So everyone just needs to be careful. I feel sorry for those our mothers, our grandfathers that live in the villages. Those are the ones that can quickly cajole into their kind of trick. Imagine what they have in that bag. They are all nothing, but they are the ones that put suffering in the life of people in Nigeria so they can come through that maze they're coming through now to deceive people again. Giving people gifts, collecting their PVC. Just as our brother earlier said, those of us that live in the diaspora, if anyone get hold of your bank card, there is a secret pin they can pick from that bank card, and they can easily order things behind your back. So I believe for them to take those numbers from that man, they must surely have a very tangible reason for doing so. So everyone have to keep their PVC safe to themselves, and they can only use it to cast their vote on that very day. So I will yield the floor for now. I'm still very much behind. I'm watching.
Thank you, Big Oye. Thank you very much. Victor, please talk to us in 2 minutes.
Mr. Najawo, thank you very much. I was the one that wanted to speak concerning the INEC voters.
Oh, okay. Just use your 2 minutes now. Thank you.
Okay. I want every one of us, because INEC has dealt with a lot of us mentally, psychologically, through these politicians. And for this dispensation, I made a research. I made a research on my own. I read mathematics and statistics in the University of Port Harcourt. You can go and verify. And I got to know that the algorithm that INEC used was an algorithm that could identify your name, the place you registered, and on your name, there's a number attached to your name. And the algorithm can only do two things. It can identify your face and your name. The algorithm does not take in vote. Rather, it transfer vote. It transfer, when you snap it, you now take it to the INEC server. Then the chairman of INEC and his team can then assess it. There's no way they can read it. The only way you will say they want to read, there are two ways you can read. When you have electronic voting and when you have physical voting, like the one we've been doing before. Those are in electronic voting. You can read it when the numbers are being transferred. So your voting is being transferred along that server. They can terminate it. They can open and close the timer point for vote to go in to the server for you to count. But this one can only identify, the algorithm only identify you that's about to vote. And when it identifies you, it takes your thumbprint to certify your name and the picture attached to your name through the number you are given on that your identification PVC. They cannot read because it is what? Because I was once an agent. The old agent to be at the polling booth. And when you finish voting, they finish counting. There's a sheet. All agents are supposed to testify, attest to that sheet and sign. And when you sign, the manager on that floor, polling booth, will not use the INEC hardware to snap it and now copy it and send to the appropriate server. It will not go to the server straight. And you cannot, if you tamper with that server, there is always a hard copy that will go to INEC. INEC will not compare the hard copy with what is on the server. then that thing will be done on that chair. You saw them when they sit, they will do it there. Everybody will do it, they will sign it. Now the INEC chairman will not sign it and then announce the result from that polling booth accumulated with the whole local government now announce it. So when you come out to announce that they can rig it, it is not an electronic voting. The algorithm is made to identify you and transfer voters and reports to the INEC server. You are not doing electronic voting. Please, please, we should all be aware. Let us remove that psychological defeat INEC has been holding on us. It is no longer the game as usual. If you think about them taking the numbers from those people that have PVC, they cannot do nothing with the number. They are trying to scare them. That they have your PVC, they can take you off if you don't vote for us. That is what they are trying to do. They are trying to work on the psyche of each person. I want everyone first to go and do your own little research on the INEC algorithm, please, so that we'll send a good message out. Please, to all Nigerians, this election cannot be rigged. The only way they can deprive you is not giving you your INEC PVC, or they will cause commotion on that day of voting, or they will send thugs to stay around. But that one I will tell Nigerians, be ready. This is your life hang on this PVC vote this year. Take it as your life, as you treat your life. Take this voting 2023, next month by February 24, take it as a do or die issue. Okay. You vote or nothing. Please, let us send a good message out. Go and research on your own. Everybody, please. They cannot rig it.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Victor, for that wonderful information and illustration. Thank you. All right. Mr. ACBD, yes, I called you earlier on. If you're available now, please use your 2 minutes.
Thank you so much. Sorry for that. I had quickly just, pick something. Yeah, so this thing of the PVC, to be honest, like some time back, I also said, I also shared like some of the stories I've had from a few people, close people that are in Nigeria. So it's just the problem. These people keep on saying, pick your PVCs, and they several times they go there, they are either not finding people, or they are telling them they should come back, or they are telling them one story or the other until these guys get disenfranchised, tired. Then sometimes they don't even go back, or they wait for a longer period of time. So this is the tactics that I don't, that these guys have been using. And to be honest with you, we have been hearing a lot of stories now coming from Lagos. So if it's happening in Lagos like this, imagine how it's happening in, in some places, maybe in the north or in some other parts of the southwest. But I would say Lagos more, because we know that is their principal's stronghold. So it's quite unfortunate, and the INEC, they just come out and say things as if by saying it, everything will change. That we are ready, we'll do this and that and that. And meanwhile, we are seeing people violating the electoral laws on a daily basis, and they are not doing anything about it. Are they prosecuting these guys? Are they punishing them? Because these are punishable offense. They are even supposed to find out, how is it possible that you go to pick up your PVC and they are giving you a package with the pictures of the presidential candidate of another party, and these people are keeping quiet. That's why I'm telling you how complicit the media is. Because the media, I don't know, for whatever reason, whether they have been cowed, or whether they are now part and parcel of the problem, or it's just intimidation. For whatever reason, the media is complicit in this. They choose what to expose, they choose what to deliberate on, they choose what they want to make go viral. And that's why we thank God for the social media. Imagine if there's no social media. Imagine if this was like 15 years ago. What would have been happening now?
Okay.
So we thank God that, that there's media, but it's just quite unfortunate that these things is happening. We are getting reports every day. There's even another story of somebody that went to the shop and said, bring your PVC or we'll close this shop. An Igbo man shop in Lagos. So it's quite unfortunate, but we are hoping for the best.
Thank you, Mr. SBD. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'll go to Alex now. Alex, please talk to us.
Yes, I just want to set the record straight. I want to address Mr. Israel about what he said about Pan-Africanism.
You are.
I did not.
I'm running.
Yes, I did. Yes, you are already interfering now, Mr. Najawash. I did not speak anything wrong when I said Mr. Obahiagbon failed us, and he once told us about Patrick Lumumba, about Nelson Mandela, and about Julius Nyerere of Tanzania. And you cannot tell me, Mr. Israel, about Pan-Africanism because you have no rights, because you have always hidden on that, Mr. Obi's movement. Whenever it's time to address the poor people and their sufferings in Edo State, when it comes to your person, Mr. Governor Obaseki, Pan-Africanism was instituted by Patrice Lumumba and Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana. Pan-Africanism is all about you, first of all, caring for the poor people suffering under the wickedness of your oppressors. Whenever we are here addressing Edo State issues, I don't know for whatever reasons, you are always not here. Are you dare to come and pick on me and tell me I should not address Pan-Africanism? Who are you to tell me that, sir? You have no right. Don't ever wait. Before you pick on anybody on this platform, check the name, because I will definitely come back with fireworks. So my point is this: Patrick Obahiagbon once told us about these things, and it's a disgrace right now because he has already deviated, which is all I said since. So if you are looking for someone to pick on, not me, because you are not living like that at all, because you support the killings going on in Edo State. You can never address it. You've never done that. You always, hide under the guise of the Obi movement to do your doings, and we are watching you too. Thank you.
Address the PVC in 30 seconds.
Yes, they are all intertwined. But if you do not yes, the PVC saga for me is orchestrated by those in power. Edo State Labour Party are fighting two demons, like the PDP controlled by the state governor, who is also a Fulani killer machine, and the Ahmed Bola Tinubu team with Osomole and Obahiagbon. The only NJ now is the Labour Party, who are the people. They have the majority of the numbers. We have to keep pushing. We can go to court. We have to keep pushing, and we have to take to protest and get our PVCs. So I want Mr. Israel to come out and address Obaseki to also take his hands off, because I'm hearing the government also has a hand in manipulations going on about the PVC issues. It's not just Tinubu and his gang. The governor also is doing his own things behind the system. So when you want to be a good person, come out straight. And when you want to pick on anybody, check the name. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. We are done. It's no more. It's not a bad thing for you to counter anybody if anybody speak about you. So as long as you guys are not insulting yourselves, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. If somebody speak about me, if I have the opportunity, I'll respond to you straight away here. So, but one thing we must understand, if I have to...
To become a leader is not very easy. To become a man is not a day job. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray Amen. Thank you, my brother. God bless you. Ojidonya motherfucker. So, my daughter, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen. To become a man is not a day job. To become a leader is not very easy. Everybody's ambition is to become a leader and to become a rich man. That is the struggle. So my son, you should be ready to lay good foundation. Earlier the better. In the nearest future, you could be one of the leaders. So we pray. Amen.